Today we invite you to do business with ease, discover how accommodating our tourism sector is, and connect with other parents as summer winds down and a new school year draws ever near. This is Philly Jamaica and your magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome.
Don't let the heat beat you down. Extremely hot days can affect your health, causing heat stress and heat stroke. Protect yourself. Seek sheltering from the sun and limit outdoor activities to mornings and evenings. Wear light-colored, loose-fitting, breathable fabrics. Hydrate with cool water and avoid sweetened drinks and beverages that contain alcohol. Don't let the heat beat you down.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, August 13. The Olympic Gardens Health Center in Kingston is to receive $1 million annually for the next 3 years under the Health and Wellness Ministry's Adopt a Clinic program. The commitment came from Netherlands-based Jamaican Anne Murray Brown at the official Adopt a Clinic ceremony for the health facility on Monday. She says the gesture is about giving back to the community in which she grew up.
I heard that I was the first individual to actually adopt. And for me, I believe that when God blesses you, because I am blessed, you have to give in the same capacity, the same measure of your blessing. That is how you should give back.
Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the funds will be used to provide resources based on a needs assessment. He's urging others to partner in the Adopt a Clinic program.
The adoption process basically does a couple of things. One, it says you are volunteering as an adopter to give financial or other types of support to a facility. We will recognize you with a plaque on the wall inside, which we will unveil. Those resources are going towards a needs assessment that is done.
Meanwhile, plans are underway by members of the Jamaican diaspora in Florida to stage a 5K city run to raise funds that will be used to adopt 5 health centers on the island. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement during Monday's function at the Olympic Gardens Health Center.
I thought that was a genius idea by the group there in Florida, and they are very committed to that.
100 health centers have been identified for adoption under the ministry's Adopt a Clinic program.
The best public health systems in the world, as is the case with education, are driven by a sense of partnership, where we engage those persons who are involved and those who are not to be involved. And in public health, that is what we're trying to do under this Adopt a Clinic program. Still on health, the Lionel Town Hospital in Clarendon has received a donation of medical supplies valued at more than $15,000 or 2 million Jamaican dollars. The items were delivered on Thursday. They include 23 beds, 30 overbed tables, 7 mattresses, 40 pillows, 6 wheelchairs, 14 quad walkers, a recliner, 5 rolling walkers, 6 crutches, and 34 walking canes. The donation was made by US-based Jamaican Dr. Everton Fider. In other news, the Factories Corporation of Jamaica, FCJ, is expecting to break ground on the $8 billion Nagahead Technology Park before the end of the year. Following this, it will take approximately 2 years to be completed. The disclosure came from Littleton Shirley, chairman of the Factories Corporation of Jamaica. He was speaking on JIS's current affairs program, Get the Facts, on Sunday. According to Mr. Shirley, the facility will be constructed on over 800 square feet of land in Port Moore St. Catherine to accommodate business processing outsourcing activities and employ 15,000 to 20,000 persons.
Nagahead Technology Park is in the final stage to get rolling. We have done a lot of preparation work. It's going to be the largest technology park to be built out in Jamaica.
Mr. Shirley says government has taken a direct approach to attract investments that will allow for the customization of buildings that suit the growing BPO sector.
Now that the private sector along with the government is now spearheading the facilitation of these BPO companies. We are now more purpose-built, both from the government perspective and from the private sector perspective. And so these buildings are really designed to be the optimum expectation of the facility of the BPO companies.
Jamaica is now a signatory to the United Nations Convention on International Settlement Agreements resulting from mediation. The signing took place last Wednesday by Justice Minister Delroy Chuck at a high-level conference in Singapore. The convention will allow for greater use of mediation to settle cross-border commercial disputes and improve international trade relationships of parties to the convention. As a result, mediated settlement agreements will be enforced more readily by the courts of contracting parties to the convention and may also be appealed by a party as a defense against a claim. Minister Chuck says this level of mediation has the ability to achieve mutually acceptable solutions and preserve commercial relationships while saving time and costs. 46 countries, including the United States of America, China, and India, have signed the convention. And finally, secondary school principals who are facing challenges identifying qualified math and science teachers are being urged to contact the Montego University College and the Church Teachers College for support. The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information says both institutions will be able to identify graduates who are available for employment. The maths and science teachers can be sourced from a group of 176 recent graduates who have Bachelor of Science degrees in mathematics, biology, physics, and chemistry. The teachers are beneficiaries of the 2015 Ministry of Education Scholarship Program and are bonded to serve the Jamaican education system for a period of 5 years. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica and Kenya signed multiple agreements to strengthen relations. Contract signed and groundbroken for new housing developments, plus Prime Minister commits to the protection of the cockpit country. These and other stories in this week's Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan. At the start of the week, Jamaica hosted Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta and his delegation. Following a courtesy call and bilateral talks Monday, representatives of both countries signed a framework agreement on cooperation. They also signed a memorandum of understanding in the areas of political consultation, tourism and sports, culture and heritage.
The President and I agreed that improving trade in goods and services, increasing investments, and facilitating the movement of people must be central to our strategy.
We need to deepen our economic relations, because it's by so doing that we also take our people-to-people relations to the next level.
The following day, after laying a wreath at the shrine of national hero Marcus Garvey, President Kenyatta was Prime Minister Andrew Holness' special guest at the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Clarendon. President Kenyatta also accompanied Mr. Holness to the 57th staging of Independence Grand Gala at the National Stadium in Kingston. The president left the island Wednesday morning.
Many positive things are happening in Jamaica right now. There is much to celebrate on our 57th birthday. There is no question that at long last Jamaicans can feel proud that we're using our political independence to secure our economic independence.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness delivering his Independence Day message. He pointed out that at 7.8%, Jamaica was experiencing the lowest unemployment rate in history. Annual inflation and deposit interest rates are also at historic lows. Positive things are also happening for Jamaica's credit ratings and foreign exchange reserves, as well as housing, tourism and agriculture sectors. Mr. Holness said government had taken decisive steps to create a robust anti-corruption framework to build strong public institutions. The Prime Minister also committed his government to only pursuing projects that are environmentally sustainable. Prime Minister Holness brought a similar environmental message to the 67th staging of the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in Clarendon last week Tuesday. Mr. Holness also announced his intent to start a national tree planting effort to include ornamental, decorative and fruit trees.
The ease with which you can register a company now is mind-blowing.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness reacting to the Companies Office of Jamaica's newly created Electronic Business Registration Form (EBRF). The platform will allow for business name reservation and registration within a day from anywhere around the world. It can be accessed at orcjamaica.com. Prime Minister Holness used Wednesday's launch to recommit to efforts to make Jamaica a digital society. He said work continued to build out the infrastructure for the implementation of a national identification system to better serve citizens.
It is not about stealing your identity or exposing your identity, but we need to know who you are. And you need to be assured that when you present yourself, you are known, you are acknowledged, and you can get service.
On Thursday, the Prime Minister was at Jamaica House signing a housing construction contract. The 623-unit development is being built on 157 acres of land at Shooters Hill in St. Catherine. A joint venture between the Housing Agency of Jamaica and Right Solutions Development Company, the project is worth $7 billion.
I can see the young nurse, the young policeman, the young university graduate immediately just waiting to get one of these.
By Friday, the Prime Minister was at another Housing Agency of Jamaica HAJ function. This time he was at Rhine Park Estate in St. James to break ground for 754 affordable units targeting tourism workers. Properties will cost between $7.9 and $18.5 million to own.
The HAJ have now started to deliver housing solutions at the price point that people can afford.
Jamaica's long-standing bond with the Cayman Islands was further strengthened during bilateral talks at the Office of the Prime Minister Wednesday. Discussions followed the previous day's tour of the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show by a high-level delegation from the Cayman Islands. The delegation was headed by Premier Alden McLaughlin. The leader spoke on cooperation in the areas of travel, air services, agriculture, tourism, environmental sustainability, maritime issues, energy cooperation, education, training and trade. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more news stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
A few days ago, Prime Minister Andrew Holness had this to say.
The ease with which you can register a company now is mind-blowing. What does this mean? Well, it means, first of all, that Jamaica as a potential place for international businesses.
That mind-blowing development was the official launch of the Electronic Business Registration Form, now offered by the Companies Office of Jamaica. We've decoded its creation and potential impact. Let's see what it means to reserve and register your business online.
Transformation is about creating a public sector that can adapt to a radically changing environment to meet the needs of the 21st century citizen. And that's exactly what the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTMP, has been doing right here in Jamaica.
Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program is a government-wide initiative managed by the Office of the Cabinet. The program encompasses projects which build the capacity of workers and provide support and direction to ministries, departments, and agencies to enable them to deliver the highest quality of services to people who do business with the government of Jamaica.
One service being transformed is the registration of businesses at the Companies Office of Jamaica. In times past, business or company owners had to go through several tedious steps to complete this process.
The customer would come to the company's office to register a business name, then he or she would have to go to the tax office to get an NIS number. The transaction cost, the travel cost to do that was high. The time to register a business name was high as well.
In 2008, the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries implemented a one-stop shop program. And in 2014, the Business Registration Form, or BRF, was developed.
You complete the business registration form, more popularly known as the super form. You submit it to the company's office, and once you have done that, once the application is approved, then you are not only registered with the company's office, but you're also registered with the Tax Administration Jamaica. So you get a TRN, taxpayer registration number. You're registered with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, so you get an NIS number, and you are registered to deduct contributions on behalf of your employees for NHT and Hard Trust. So with the introduction of the super form, transaction costs were cut significantly, as well as the time to register. And it was more convenient because you just had to come to the company's office and you'd be registered with all the other business startup agencies.
The BRF has significantly reduced the amount of time to start a business from 6 to 4 days for a company and 4 to 2 days for a business name. To date, approximately 50,400 business names and 14,000 company names have been registered using the form. But it doesn't stop there. In April 2014, the Public Sector Transformation Modernization Program team started working with the COJ to develop an electronic version of the manual business registration form, the EBRF.
The electronic business registration form is just to allow persons to register their business names from anywhere in the world that they are. So they don't need to come into the company's office. They can stay whether they're at their homes or in their offices, as I said, wherever in the world they are, and register their business names. You can find the EBRF form on our website. The website is www.orcjamaica.com.
All that's needed is reliable internet access, a subscriber account with the COJ, an email address, a scanner for uploading documents, and information to register your business or company name. And for those who may not have access to a computer or internet service, the EBRF will be accessible through kiosks set up in revenue service centers across the island, as well as at the company's office in Kingston.
So the kiosks are really set up to allow persons who do not have internet access otherwise to register their business names online. And they will be using the electronic business registration form. That is just an electronic version of the super form. There are 3 kiosks that will be placed at revenue service centers in Montego Bay, in Twickenham Park, and in the Constant Spring tax offices. Those are the first set. There will be other kiosks in the future.
Once you have successfully registered your business or company name on the COJ website, you will get an update within 2 days. A notification will be sent to you via email that the COJ has completed the registration of your company or business name. The email will also include an electronic copy of the certificate of registration. You can then arrange for the registration certificate to be sent to you by courier, or you may pick up the certificate at the company's office.
The international investing community, as well as the local investing community, they look at the World Bank's Doing Business Index, in which it ranks country according to the seamlessness of doing business in order to mobilize investments. When an investor is thinking about investing, they look at that index. Now, the company's office plays an important role in the mobilization and creation of businesses. And one of the things that we want is to create business as efficiently as possible, because entrepreneurship is important to economic activity and the acceleration of economic growth. The company's office has space constraint, so they much rather people not come into the office in order to register their businesses, because it's a more efficient process. And that is why the electronic registry is so important, because we need to create more businesses in order to accelerate economic growth and to create more jobs in order to improve the quality of life of our people.
The Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program, PSTM, will continue to increase public sector efficiency and satisfaction, making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. The EBRF is a project of the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program of Government and the Company's Office of Jamaica. The project is funded by the Inter-American Development Bank under the Public Sector Efficiency Program.
For more information on the electronic business registration form, you can go online www.orcjamaica.com. You can email us at costsupport@orcjamaica.com, or you can call us at 908-441-9223.
Register your business online, register your business
from anywhere
anytime.
in the world.
It's easy to register your business or
Register your business at the Company's Office of Jamaica's website, orcjamaica.com. A message from the COJ and the Public Sector Transformation and Modernization Program of Government and the Inter-American Development Bank.
Water is precious. So we encourage everyone to practice the 4 R's of water conservation. Always remember to reduce your use of water wherever possible. Replace water wasting devices with water savings devices. Reuse water wherever possible. And wherever leaks are found, please repair them and repair them quickly.
Don't delay. Practice the 4 R's of water conservation today.
You know, hot as it is these days, I really don't want to pour cold water on whatever sizzling summer fun you're having. Jamaica Magazine fully encourages fun, but we're also about keeping you ready for those important moments in life, like back to school. Yeah, it's right around the corner. So we gathered a group of parents who are on board with helping to prep their fellow caregivers for the academic year that's fast approaching. It's less than 7 minutes of your time, and well worth it.
6 parents, all passionate about their children's education, not dismayed by the cost for schooling or the frustration that can come with managing parenthood and work. They provide some important advice for the academic year.
First of all, I would ask them to look at their budget and also to prepare the child mentally to accept the things that they're unable to afford. For instance, a change of sporting gear. It might be important to the child or most important to the child, but the child might be able to go on with the sporting gear that is coming from last year. But the child would definitely need a new school shoe and also need the new books that will be used in the current school year.
But what I do, I run ward. In the night, I go to my grandson's room and I make sure he's in bed by 9. In the morning, we don't have an alarm clock, that doesn't work. I am the alarm clock. I wake up and I wake him up and I stand up and see to it that he's up. Because if I wake him and leave from his room, back to the bed.
What I do is normally like get everybody, set out everything the night before, everybody put everything in place, and then in the morning now, I just wake up, I look after breakfast, everybody get bathed and get themselves ready, and we're just off to school.
Orientation days are very important, just as PTA. You get a chance to meet the teacher, and you get a chance to spend the day with your child. You walk with him, you look at the classrooms, and you just go around, make him feel comfortable on that first day. You beg a boss sometime if you're working, and ask to be available on orientation day, so you can get involved with the child.
To carry the child to orientation, you need to know all the child teachers. Especially at high school, you have several different teachers. Get to know each teacher so that you could get a contact number that if anything goes wrong, whether wrong or right, you still call and check up on your child that way. Because especially for the moms that work, that you can't be at school all the time, You can make a call to teacher, Miss, how is my son? How is Javon is doing? So you can do things like that.
First PTA meeting, be available. That is less pressure for you too, because sometimes the books that you purchase are not used in the school. So you have to be at the PTA meeting to know what is happening. PTA meeting is very important as a parent.
Come to the PTA, because the PTA can help you us to learn more about your children, what is going on in school, the strategy that we can use to help each other as parents. Because sometimes when you come to the school, other parents have the same type of tragedy or problem that we have. So when we share with each parents and share with each other, we'll better manage.
Just know that this is our duty as a parent, and what we have to do is just not to look at it as a challenge, but to look at it as one of the things that we have to face. So don't worry about it too much, just get the things done.
Time planning is a critical factor, because how you manage your time, it gives you the opportunity to better cope with the challenges that are ahead. And in terms of the frustration, I would advise that you be relaxed mentally. I know it's hard, because especially when there are financial constraints, but be relaxed and face the reality within yourself. If you're unable to go the extra mile at the moment, you are just unable. So you put in place mechanism that will mitigate the effects of you being in a place of uncomfortableness.
Because I'm a parent mentor, I treat myself by helping other parents. I have a little group, my colleagues and I, where we accumulate books. So we help our parents that we mentor also. And that is delightful for me. That is a passion. Because I couldn't tell last I got.
Yes, we have to find time for ourselves. So to unwind, oh my God, that's very hard sometimes to do. But you have to take a little time for yourself. You know, even a weekend, you know, you get your children over to their aunt or their grandma. And just take a little time for yourself. Take a day or two. Just go to the beach. Just take some time for yourself, even to just sleep.
Don't allow your stress to be the most important side in terms of how you operate. Because I tell you what, I can't find $1. And boy, life is so hard. And boy, it is so rough. I can't even find time to smile. I can't even find to share a light moment. No. You have to find time to make yourself comfortable. So share a joke with your own child. Share a joke with your peers. Remember some very enjoyable time back in your days, and share it with your children. Share it on the corner with your friends. Share it with the people that you meet on the bus. And that will just de-stress some of the tiresome days of poor management of money, the tiresome days of, the unfortunate forthcomings of you're unable to buy that new book or that new school shoes.
This is the end of this particular journey, but Jamaica Magazine is a story with no ending. So prepare to pick up the tale tomorrow with more interesting chapters. If you're like me and like to re-engage with what has come before, past publications are on our website and YouTube channel. We would love to hear your thoughts on our offerings or the topics you would like us to cover. So take note of the email and social media information that's on your screen right now. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for your company and do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.